Hey guys, how are you all? Since I'm on a Christmas break, I decided to add a festive touch to my video. The weather in Dubai is absolutely amazing and I've been enjoying my time outdoors. I really don't want the holidays to end. Anyways, last week we learned a shortcut to squaring two-digit numbers. This week we will look at how to find the square root in a jiffy. Finding the square root, as you may know, is not easy. There are many steps, and it is a really long process. But after today's video, you'll be able to find the square root in a second and will not have to do these type of calculations. Before we start, it's important that all of you know the square numbers from 1 to 9. The next important thing is to identify a pattern. Can you see a pattern? I've color-coded it to make it easier to explain. If you look at 1 squared and 9 squared, the unit digits are the same. If you look at 2 squared and 8 squared, once again the unit digits are the same. The unit digits for 3 squared and 7 squared are the same. The same pattern continues for 4 squared and 6 squared, and finally a 5 squared with the unit digit as 5. Knowing this is important. Let me show you why. Let us find the square root of 1024. Starting from the right, you look at 1024 in pairs. 24 is one pair and 10 is another pair. Starting with the 10. If you look at the square numbers on the right, what number squared will be less than 10? Three squared is 9, which is less than 10. And 4 squared is 16, which is more than 10. We need a number that is less than 10. Since 3 squared is less than 10, we write a 3 as the first part of our answer. The next step is that we multiply this 3 by the number that comes after 3, sequentially. 1, 2, 3, and the next number that comes is 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. Now we compare the 10 to 12. Is 10 greater or smaller than 12? It is of course smaller. You just have to remember this to find the unit digit. The last step is to look at the unit digit. Here the unit digit is 4. If you look at the square numbers, you have two options that give you a unit digit of 4. 2 squared gives you a unit digit of 4, and 8 squared is 64, which also has the 4 as the unit digit. So which one do we use? See, we've already identified that 10 is smaller than 12, so we use the smaller option, which is 2. So 32 squared is 1024, or the square root of 1024 is 32. At first, it may be the slightest bit confusing, so let me redo it. First, we look at the numbers in pairs. It is important that we make pairs from the right. We have 24 and 10. Then, we look at the 10 and see which number, if squared, will come before 10. 3 squared is 9 and 4 squared is 16. So 3 squared comes before 10. So we use 3 as the first digit to our answer. Now we multiply this 3 with the number that comes after it, which is a 4. 3 times 4 is 12. We look at the 10 and see if it is smaller or greater than 12. 10 is smaller. Just remember that. Finally, we look at the unit digit, which is a 4. And we once again see which numbers, if squared, will give you an answer with the unit digit as 4. You see 2 squared is 4 and 8 squared is 64, which also has the unit digit 4. So our answer will be 32 or 38. But we know that 10 is smaller than 12, so we use a smaller option. So 32 squared will give you 1024. That's it. Let me do a couple more. Square root of 529. First step is to pair the numbers from the right. So 29 is a pair, and since there's only one digit left, we use it as it is. Now, we look at the squares on the right and see which square number gives you an answer less than 5. 2 squared is 4 and 3 squared is 9. Since 9 is more than 5, we will use 2 as the first part of our answer. Then we multiply this 2 by 3, which is the number that comes after 2, and you get 6. The first digit, 5, is smaller than 6, so we use the smaller of the two options in our final step. The final step is to identify the unit digit. The unit digit is a 9. As you can see, this 3 squared has a unit digit 9, and 7 squared, which is 49, also has a unit digit 9. We have two options to use, but we have to use the smaller of the two options, so the answer is 23. Remember, all these steps must be done mentally. I will do one more. This time I will do the calculations mentally. Square root of 4761. 47 lies between 6 and 7. 6 squared is 36, and 7 squared is 49, which is more than 47. So we use 6 as the first part of our answer. We multiply this 6 times 7, and we get 42. 47 is larger than 42, which means at this time we have to use the larger option for our unit digit. The unit digit is 1. 1 squared has a unit digit 1, and 9 squared has a unit digit 1. We have to use the larger one. So the answer is 69. If you compare it to the conventional method, this method is much faster. Before I sign off, let me do one more. This time when the unit digit is 5. This is by far the easiest. Let's find out the square root of 5625. The minute you see 5 as the unit digit, you know your answer is going to end in 5. Now you look at 56. 7 squared is 49, and 8 squared is 64. Since 64 is larger than 56, we use 7, and that's it. Square root of 5625 is 75. Wasn't that easy? That's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to smash that notification bell so that you get notified every time I post a new video. Until next time, bye and Merry Christmas!